You are now tuned in to The Money Zone with your host, Folasade, the accountant for entrepreneurs. The time is now, your future waits, your money matters, make no mistake, it's not too late to dominate, so don't delay, get your money straight. The money zone, together we'll achieve your goals, we're building wealth, you're not alone, so don't delay, get your money straight.
Hey guys, welcome. It's your girl Folasade, the accountability accountant, guys, and I am so excited to be here with you guys on this Tuesday. We got something in store today. We have an actual entrepreneur that is actually in the midst of building generational wealth for her family, and so we're going to have an amazing conversation tonight, guys. So just to give you a heads up, you may want to go ahead on, grab your pen like you always have to do, grab your piece of paper, your notepad, and everything else, because we're going to have some real discussions about generational wealth and entrepreneurship tonight. And as usual, we're always dropping gems on the Money Zone. So do me one favor, guys. Please like the video. And then also share the video with your friends, your followers, or your biz bestie. And then thirdly, please head over to bit.ly/TMZ, meaning the Money Zone, get notified. TMZ, get notified. So you can get notified about all of our guests, what we have going on, whether or not you need to start voting for me for the radio show and everything else, guys. So you don't want to miss out and join our mailing list. So do me one favor. We're going to take a quick little break, grab your pen and paper, and then we'll be right back. And we are back, guys. So look, today is what? October 13th, guys. And you have 2 days to get your tax returns in. October 15th, you have 2 days to get your tax returns in. So grab your pen and paper until we wait until our guests come in. I just want to give you guys some background information on why you guys want to have your tax returns submitted before the 15th of October. So many of you have more than likely put in an extension, right? And you're waiting until the last minute to file your taxes. Many of you are guilty of that. It's not a big deal. The issue is you have to try and get the return in by the 15th. And if you don't, then your actual tax return is considered late. Okay? So the moment that you don't file your tax return on time and by the extension time, October 15th, if you did put an extension in, right? And you owe, right? The IRS will now then assess a late filing fee. Okay, so that's number one reason why you want to get your taxes in by the 15th is to prevent or to avoid getting hit with a late filing penalty. Okay, number two reason why you want to get your tax returns in as well, because they're sending out letters for individuals that have not submitted their 2019 taxes to convince them to file it so you can qualify to get the stimulus payment. So they're still issuing stimulus payments. Many of you have not received the stimulus payment because you didn't file your 2019 tax return. Yes, gung ho, they said all we had to do was file 2018, but I have a few clients of mine that I filed 2018 for them. They wasn't ready to file 2019 taxes, and they're just receiving letters in the mail from IRS saying, hey, if you want to get your stimulus payment, then you need to file your 2019 tax return. So number two reason, especially for this particular year, you want to go ahead on and file the taxes by the 15th so you can qualify and get your stimulus payment if you haven't done so far. And then thirdly, another reason why you want to file your taxes on time is, especially if you're owing, to avoid a late payment fee as well. So many individuals, you guys know you owe, but you refuse to do things right and pay your estimated tax payments, which are due quarterly, right? So in that particular case, if you're going to owe money, you need to be paying what you owe by April 15th to avoid any penalties or entrance fees that have accumulated, okay? So file your taxes on time to avoid additional taxes. And guess what? Remember, as we learn, taxes is your biggest detriment to you building generational wealth. If you make $100,000 and don't do your stuff right, and the IRS take $30,000, that's $30,000 less that you will have in the bank, $30,000 less that you will be able to have saved or to reinvest. So guys, I am excited. Our guest has officially arrived. Let me go ahead on and introduce her to all of you guys. So let me go ahead and read off her bio, and we are about to get started. But let me give you guys the gist of what I seen. She is a serial entrepreneur, and I know many of you that has been following me for years, you've dibbled and dabbled in so many things, but you have not been able to successfully do as she has done and pull it all together. So it's amazing to have Tere, Tatiana, Henry. She is considered a tenacious beauty with big dreams and has the determination to make them into a reality. She has she's considered a cornbread fed Georgia peach. I've heard that too. With my girls down there in Georgia, like, oh, I'm cornbread fed. Yes. Tere was born in Atlanta, Georgia, and raised in Statesboro, Georgia. She graduated from Catholic University, summa cum laude. I can never say that right, y'all. In just 3 years. Oh, wow. In just 3 years with a degree in public relations. Due to her overly ambitious personality, she went on to embrace a new chapter in her life as she learned how to balance being a single mother, also while being deployed to Afghanistan, go girl, as a government contractor. when her daughter was just 4 months old in 2009. During this time, she also was certified in connecting, splicing, and measuring fiber optical cable, as well as received several accolades as an HR professional. This transition allowed Tatiana to provide and make the best decision, which equipped her to have the necessary survival skills that she needed to dominate her four, not one, not two, not three, her four businesses, which are Label Blue Collections, Label Blue Realty, Label Blue Transportation, Southern Hospitality Adult Care Facility, all while on a mission to find her true self. Oh, guys. Define her true self. Although social media may see her as a sexy social media influencer, she is determined to leave her mark as an entrepreneur and to teach other females that it's okay to be sexy and smart, and that all women have the ability to tap into the world of entrepreneurship. You don't have to be labeled as one thing. It's okay to wear several hats, and more women should break the stigma of society. Guys, help me welcome Tatiana to the building. Like,
hi
how
everybody.
are you? So let me make sure I'm not pronouncing your name incorrectly. Tere.
Tere, like teary eyes, like
Yes,
teary.
I had to see. I asked my sister, I asked Chair, I asked my husband, and they all gave me some. I said it was Terry.
Yes, it is Tere, but it don't. I don't feel bad because Chad, I done been called from everything from teriyaki to
Oh,
Siren Greyjoy off of Game of Thrones. So you did just fine.
yes, Terry. I want to say thank you so much for joining us here on the Money Zone. I'm excited that you graced our presence because I know my audience would appreciate you being here and dropping some gems for us, because a lot of them are serial entrepreneurs, but they have not been successful in connecting things and pulling it all together like I've seen success to be able to do so, girl. So I am so ready to pick your brain and get the conversation started. So if you could just tell me just a little bit more about what triggered you, or what piqued your interest into entrepreneurship.
Honestly, it just came naturally. My mom has been an entrepreneur literally my whole entire life. She's been a hairstylist for over 30 years. And I remember a time when, her and my dad were together, and he was an entrepreneur too. He's a carpenter as well. So he kind of like built my mom this spectacular beauty salon in our hometown. So I just got it. I just naturally fell into entrepreneurship, but I mean, on the flip side of it, I still know how to be, a regular employee, a regular 9 to 5 girl. But I just knew it was something always in me that I just like to kind of like march to the beat of my own drum. I just like to, I like to, see my own ideas and fruitions, to come, to light. So I just feel like I just got it naturally.
Oh, wow. So basically, the exposure early on is kind of what allowed you to see that the opportunity was there. And so this also have us thinking, well, me personally, is that what we expose our children to, it allows them to really have that imagination and expose them to different opportunities. So guys, just off of that, just from her early on experiences, if you are interested in having your child dibble and dabble to entrepreneurship, you may have to be the first one to expose them to that. They may not be able to find that at school. You don't have to show them the ropes. Okay, so this is absolutely amazing. So were you like different? Because I've seen like most of my mentors, like Ed Milet, Andy Priscilla, and Patrick David, they didn't have high grades in school or college. What type of school were you? Were you bad?
No, no, I never was a bad kid. I've always been, especially from where I'm from Statesboro, Georgia. It's not so small anymore, but growing up, it was pretty small. And so, like I said, my mom was a hairstylist. My uncles, they beauty barbershops and lawn services and everything like that. So my family is pretty well known in my city anyway. So I've always kind of been well known, but on like treading my own way. I've always been like a fashionista, fashion forward person. So and then too, I would like to think of myself as being, you know, nice. So, you know what I'm saying? So I would say more so I was different in the aspect of my mental capacity. I always knew that I wanted to do more. I always knew that I wanted to go to college. I always knew that I wanted to get out of Statesboro. So you know, nothing bad towards Statesboro, but I just knew that it wasn't for me. So I've always been different in that aspect, and I've always, you know, have gotten good grades. Not to say that I've just, you know, did, you know, flying A's or anything like that, but once I got maybe like in my junior and senior year, I kind of started buckling down more, and then I started to see like, hey, you know, my academics can take me far. So I had a great mentor. She at the time she was an assistant principal, Miss Leach. She said, hey, I went to this, you know, college, and I think that you will be good for it. I applied for it my first try. I got in, and the rest is history. And I'm just thankful that that happened, because I, you know, grew up with, you know, some girls that didn't necessarily, you know, take the same paths or chose different paths. And I'm just grateful and thankful that I've always had, you know, a mental capacity to kind of be different from, you know, the rest, and it's brought me so much further in life, and I'm just glad and grateful that I was blessed with, you know, that instinct.
Oh wow. Okay, so guys, she said something else to me too. And I don't know if you guys are pulling out the gems. Like I said, you need to grab your pen and your paper. She said mentor. If it wasn't for her mentor, she wouldn't have had that opportunity to go to that school, apply, get in, accept, and like she said, the rest is history. So are you not hiring or approaching and well gaining the personal development or the resources or that mentor that you need to really excel in your business or to excel to even to the next level? So like with me, one of my biggest problems, and I just realized this morning, was consistency. So now I need to tell my life coach, hey, do you have any strategies to help me become more consistent? We have to use the resources and the people around her. And if and for Tatiana, it was her mentor. And so what person around you is willing to expose you guys to the next level, but you're not accepting the opportunity? So this is really good. So mentor, okay. And so this might be a really good question for you. And I actually experience this day to day. What I've realized is that everything that I've learned in my childhood, middle school, high school, undergrad, graduate, everything on the job, off the job, in life has actually shaped who I am today, and I actually implement all of the skills and the tips and tricks of everything that I learned from motherhood and everything into entrepreneurship. Do you have that same experience where everything you've been through has prepared you for today?
Oh my gosh, yes. It's a blessing to just be able to see all of those life lessons kind of, you know, bottled into one moment almost. Especially now that, you know, I came back in March from Afghanistan as a government contractor due to COVID and the travel restrictions from that. So I've really just been, you know, back in the States since March until now, you know what I'm saying, just trying to, you know, focus and put all of my time and energy and, you know, resources into my businesses, and just to be able to, you know, people grind. You grind so hard. You hear people say this all the time. You grind so hard. You know what I'm saying. You might be grinding for, you know, 5 years, and on that, you know, last 6 months, that's when you really see everything kind of just like taking off. And that's really the experience that I've been having since COVID. I know COVID came with a lot of, you know, a lot of bad situation, a lot of death, a lot of turmoil for a lot of people, but it also opened a lot more avenues for entrepreneurs just like ourselves to be able to excel. So being able, even like from, you know, my previous marriage, which it didn't work out, which me and my child's father, we're on very good terms, but it just didn't work out, which naturally, you know, some relationships don't. But just to see all of those things that I learned from that relationship, all of those things that I learned from being in Afghanistan, all of the things that I learned from going to HBCU, you know, pledging Alpha Kappa Alpha, the camaraderie, the, you know what I'm saying, fostering those type of relationships, now today it's helped me become this powerhouse that, you know, that my brand Label Blue, you know, collections and, you know, Tere, Tatiana as a whole, it makes me grateful even for the good and the bad that I've been through. So like you said, it just molds you and makes you that I'm the type of person, I'm very optimistic. So I'm never taking a loss. I only either win or I learn. So I'm that type of person. So I just kind of take bits and pieces from, you know, different experiences in my life, and I apply in them. And so now I'm really seeing like, hey, this thing really taking off. Like, okay.
Yes. So give me one favor. Is that Label Blue that you're wearing right now?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
You can spin for me really quick. At least let me see the fit.
I was trying to look a little decent and appropriate, but it's just a cute little top. Yeah, just a cute little, you know, 1-2. But yeah.
Yes.
So I literally did like a 40 look shoot earlier today. So my makeup still done, hair. Yeah, so I'm preparing to launch everything. Well, I'm just really up transitioning Label Blue collections from a hair company to a clothing company, just because I'm just more passionate in, you know, fashion. So that's kind of like what the holdup is, but hopefully by the end of this week, everything will be, you know, back in order and we'll be back online and start selling items, because I've really been selling our items and I haven't even launched the website yet.
Look, that's real entrepreneurship for you right there. You know,
exactly.
So you're going to get it done. Exactly. Oh my goodness, guys. Listen, she said basically either she earn or learn, okay? Many of you are so afraid of making mistakes. So you are information overload, trying to read everything. The biggest Bible to business is the lessons that's learned on the job. Yes. Honestly, with my master's and all of the degrees and collegiate experience I have and nothing prepared me for sitting behind this desk. Nothing. The only thing that prepared me was my life experiences.
Yes.
The degree in college just gave me the opportunity and the clout to be able to sit in front of you guys and have this discussion. But it didn't give me the knowledge and expertise that I've gained and to build my business. So you have to now say, okay, I'm willing to learn, okay? And eventually I'm going to earn. Scared money don't make money. So was it any particular major life lesson that you can just think of that made you who you are today? I know everything makes us who we are, but it may be that one thing, maybe that one opportunity or one connection, or one girl you overlooked and y'all connected and she gave you a referral and it would pop off. Was it any one experience that just triggered and just kind of pulled everything together and was like, okay, you know what? I got this.
It's so many things started flashing through my head when you were asking the question, but
just say one.
Just to point out one, my manager in Afghanistan, her name is Jennifer Hill. She probably don't want me to say her name, but because she's so like shy, but Jennifer Hill, I don't think that she understands how much I appreciated her, but you know, because when I first went to Afghanistan, I started literally at the bottom, like a GG1. I started out panning up meat in the cafeteria and cleaning tables. Like I literally started at the bottom and I worked my way up. But it was just her and another one of our managers. But just she sticks out the most to me because she gave me the opportunity just as a Black female, especially in that position. And, you know, over there, it's like 20 men to one woman. So just her giving me that opportunity and fostering me and just like, you know, teaching me the ropes and human resources and, you know, allowing me to just progress. And it seemed like I was getting promoted like left and right. And I was literally just taking all of the things that she was telling me and applying it to my own work. And that gave me the confidence. Honestly, it gave me the confidence to come back now and be able to feel like, okay, you know, I gave that previous company all of this time and energy. So, hey, what if I do that stuff with myself? What if I put this time and this energy and these ideas into my own brand and into my own company instead of trying to make their dreams come true? What if I just like, what would happen if I try to make my own dreams come true? So I would say that her showing me the way and her sisterhood that she showed to me, and all of those type of things that I learned, even from my temper, because she's very mild-mannered professional, and I really had to change my own perceptions and my own way that I would naturally react to certain situations. And now I can use those traits and those characteristics to put into my own brand and in my own business. And honestly, ever since that's happened, it seems like I said, everything has been taken off. So I would have to say it would be definitely Jennifer.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer.
Thanks, girl.
Okay, look, guys. So from the serial entrepreneur standpoint, because this is where most entrepreneurs get so confused. How did you gain the clarity to be able to pull it all together? I still have clients that I forced to put their different businesses in their IG because they're like, I don't want the people to know I do this. I don't want the people to I don't want these people to know I do this, or I'm not sure if it connects, or like, how did you get the alignment to know, or the clarity to know that label blue was the major, the label was the major, and the rest of it was the pieces of it? How did that come together?
I would say, and I keep referring back to this, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's just like having all that time, having all that downtime in Afghanistan and being away from my family and being away from, just society, the American society. I had a lot of downtime, so I'm on social media all the time. So I'm looking at and seeing ideas and getting inspired and stuff like that. So once I got back, it's like, okay, I actually started growing my team, and then like I started getting write-ups, and then the write-ups and the authors of these write-ups, they kind of chose for me. So initially I started off as an IG eye candy model type girl, but I've always had a brain for entrepreneurship. And then I was just like those people, like you said, I didn't want people to know that I was doing trucking. I didn't want people to know that I was, had an adult daycare facility. That wasn't cool to me. But then when they found out about those things, and then I finally started posting and shit and like with my followers, they were like, "Oh, that's dope." And then I even got people that came, that DM me saying, apologizing to me, saying, "Hey, I'm sorry. I prejudged you. I thought that you was just like, this Instagram girl that's just, that's really doing nothing with themselves." And so when I started showing my followers the different levels and different layers of Tere, I hate speaking in third person, but I started showing them those different layers of me. They appreciated that more, and I think that I started getting a lot more attention from that. So it's like the universe kind of forced everything together. But from an entrepreneurial aspect, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, because just running one business is hard enough, and having to maintain and focus on 4 businesses on top of that, being a mom, on top of that, being a spouse, like it's a lot. And then trying to have time for yourself and time for your friends. You don't want to be a bad friend. Everybody's getting married, having babies, and needing gifts. It gets a lot. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's something easy. It's something still, like, literally right now I'm dealing with. And I'm trying to adjust, and I'm still learning too. So it's something that you kind of will never, get used to. It's kind of just, you just gotta roll with the punches.
Yep. You know what, guys? She just said a mouthful too, and I hope you guys are taking the indirect gems that she's giving you guys. So she said when she was in Afghanistan, she had downtime. So remember, to get clarity, we always talking about meditation, prayer, peace, quietness, stillness, right? when she was away, that could have been, and I'm not saying it is because I'm not her, right? That could have been her example of stillness, her meditating, relaxing, and allowing the universe to line her exactly where she's supposed to be at. And many of you entrepreneurs are afraid to really just take that minute and take a step back. Do your meditations. Go maybe take a girls' week, not even a girls' week. Go take a weekend by yourself and go and learn you. Have that downtime so you can come back and start to. It's not like it's a echo trunk. It's you can come back and now incorporate all of the ideas and bright ideas and collaborations that you want to do. But if you guys don't take a minute for yourself and really process life, process these moves, and really figure out a game plan, you're going to be spinning your wheels constantly making mistakes and not making the moves that God and the universe want you to make. See, this is why many businesses fail, is because we don't have that peaceful stillness to get the clarity so we can know which direction we can go into. Okay. So I advise many of you, we're going into a new year. Let's start incorporating better mental practices. We need that downtime so we can get the clarity. So I want to have a little bit of fun because she is what you guys would consider, her look of what you guys would consider an Instagram model. So I want them to see exactly that you don't judge a book by its cover, because like the people was apologizing to her. I'm if it's okay, you got a bomb photo on there from your photo shoot that you was walking off. I had watched it. I said I was gonna ask permission. I was like, I want them to see that.
Yeah, go ahead, Charlie. You go ahead, girl.
Yes, and that's one of your outfits that's coming out.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Perfect. So I'm about to show you guys. So look, so now when you see her or you see any Instagram models and you think that that's just all what they bring to the table, remember the saying, don't judge a book by its cover. What she did was use what God gave her, which that's everything what we're all supposed to do. If he give you a beautiful face, he wants you to use it. If he give you a gift of gab, he wants you to use it. If he give you a fat ass, he wants you to use it. You just
girl, you ain't telling the people something today.
Okay? Many of you are afraid to put it out there. You might can sew good. You probably can walk good. Some of your videos might be popping if you just walked in your video, because that's the walk that he gave you, sis. So you're supposed to be showing that off. What parts of you aren't you willing to put out there because you're afraid that they're going to judge your book, judge your cover? And you know, that is just one of the blessings that God gave you to be able to put your gift out. So I'm about to show y'all her mean walk, y'all. This thing was sick. I was like, okay. No, girl. Look, I was happy to see that. 1 second, y'all. Let me have a little fun in the show.
That is too funny.
So this one. You must do I wanted this one too.
Ooh, girl, look at you, girl. Ooh.
Look, y'all. Yeah. Hey, you close the door. But those boots thick though.
Thank you.
You know what? Just off your walk, you make me think about what's her name? Judy, BB Judy. And the same thing with her. People probably thought that it was just a fat ass.
Yep.
Nope. Girl got a marketing brain.
Ooh,
and a
shit. Ooh,
okay,
yes.
so guys, lesson here. Stop thinking beneath what a person really is. God bless each and every one of us. Everybody may not be the prettiest. You may not have the biggest, but you may not have this. But it's time for you to take that downtime and really ask God, what is it that He want you to use to get the attention that you need so you can make the money, okay?
Right.
Because she already said she was popular in Statesboro, okay? She said she used that. So she didn't run from it. She used it. What are you running from that he's now wanting you to utilize for your next level? So Tere, what we're going to do, I'm going to take a quick little break, give you a minute to maybe take a breather, grab some water, whatever. Okay. Guys, go over to Instagram and follow her. Her Instagram is IMTERE Tatiana, TATIANA. Follow her on Instagram. And then also, she was just featured in Yahoo Finance as well. And it's so interesting because she said she just came back, y'all, in March. And she came back with a vengeance. She took the streets with her, y'all. She walked in Instagram, took the streets with her. You done all of this in like 8-9 months. You did all of this.
Wait, what? It was breaking up. What happened?
I said you told us you came back from like COVID March because of COVID, right?
Yes.
You've been featured in Yahoo August and then Blavity October, and it's all around your success from COVID.
It's so crazy because I have some that's coming down the pipeline that I'm like, my mind is blown. I have some publications that's coming. I'm like, are y'all freaking kidding me? Like, and I'm so excited. I'm so ready to share it with everybody. But I'm just like, this all happened to me in less than 6 months, and I was like, I was just literally, dodging bombs and having on bulletproof vests and all kinds of stuff just like less than 6 months ago. And it's like my whole universe has blown away. Like I'm flabbergasted.
So before we go to break, guys, she just hit me with another nugget, and y'all missing it. If y'all not getting what she putting down, you missing. 6 months, y'all, your life will completely change if you do the work. 6 months,
yes,
9 months, you can go from poor to being the richest bitch in your town. Okay, it's all about your application and you willing to do the work. So now you see it here, full throttle. She specifically said, and I checked out her articles and stuff before she came on the show. She specifically said here, in March, she came back. She didn't come back and take, she didn't walk the streets, she took the streets, okay? And you guys can take the streets too if you do what? Do the work. Take these life lessons and apply them. Okay, take that downtime and implement whatever strategies that he wants you to do. And she did the work. She didn't come back with a handout. She came back with a vengeance. Like, where mine at? Okay, where mine? Yeah. So, guys, we're going to take a quick break and grab your pen, share the video, and we'll be right back. Hey guys, and we are back with the amazing Tere Tatiana, guys. If you're not following her on Instagram, she's a serial. Uh-oh. Okay. Look at what she's doing and take lessons, guys. She's been literally all over the place giving entrepreneurs tips and tricks. And we're kind of getting down to the wire. So if you guys want to learn more about her, definitely check out her Instagram, her website. But you also want to look out for her clothing line that she's launching now. She just gave us a little spin, and I showed you guys. I want that top, the jean top though. I'm gonna need that. I can already see what I'm gonna wear that one with.
I got you.
So definitely black owned as well. Yes, I need that. Black owned as well. So guys, check out everything about her. Okay, look, I'm excited because we're kind of winding down, but I want to talk about this 4 streams of income because I try to prevent people from jumping off the ledge and just trying to start too many businesses at one time.
Mm-hmm.
But they always hit me with such and such said I need 7 streams of income. In this post, I need 7 streams of income. This. You're close to having 7 streams. If you might have it, you just ain't tell us the 7 streams. But based off the 4 different businesses you have, do you think, how did you transition from one stream of income to the next? How did you make that decision to do so?
Well, I initially started, okay, so I've been to Afghanistan that was government contracted twice. So initially my first tour was in 2009 when my daughter was 4 months old, and then I demobilized and came back stateside in 2013 or something like that. And so my mom, and I always refer back to my mom because she's like my biggest inspiration. But she actually, her and her husband actually already had a trucking company. So she was like, hey, she saw that I was like making all this money, taking all these trips, buying all this, unnecessary stuff. So she's like, hey, you need to buy a truck. So at first I'm like, me, I'm not getting into trucking. I'm not doing that. Cause I felt like I was like too girly. So I went ahead and I bought my first truck. It was an old beat up regular truck, for like $5,000. But anyway, just I went through a lot with that, and so it kind of just molded me. And then I started taking more interest in it, and it just molded me to just like try to foster. And then too, as an owner, because I don't drive trucks, I actually just own the trucks, and then I have employees who drive the trucks, and so I didn't really have to be there. So okay, so I'm like, okay, well, shoot, I'll just buy more trucks. So once I got that established and got that pretty much in its own little lane, and it was doing what it was supposed to be doing, that's when I'm like, okay, well, I've always had, like I said, a sense for fashion, and I've always, I'm a girly girl, so naturally I like clothes. So that's what kind of matriculated me going into a clothing line, because I like clothes. And then with realty, who's not in realty? Everyone knows that's where the money is, and what I'm saying, that's kind of just one of those areas that's kind of just always going to be there, just like transportation. And so even for the adult daycare facility in my area, since we are not in a metropolitan area, we're in more of a residential area. There's not as many facilities there as it would be like here in Atlanta or Savannah and places like that. So that's pretty much how I came into that. But my mom is really the brains behind the Southern Hospitality business aspect. I'm more into the investing and the marketing and bringing attention and awareness. Hey, we have this business, we have this facility. If your loved ones if you need a break, because let's just face it, that's having someone that's mentally challenged, or having someone that you having to take care of them day in, day out, it can get very stressful on family members. And so we just kind of wanted to be that entity to kind of like give them a break, let them kind of like let their hair down, even if it's just for a few hours out the day. So that's kind of like how I matriculated to, my 4 businesses. And honestly, I couldn't be. I was complaining this morning, but then I had to check myself. I said, you know what? You begged and asked God for this, so don't try to fold on them now. So, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. My schedules are usually very, very busy, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. So that's kind
You
of how
want
I
to hear
kind
that? Don't do that. Your mom, your spouse. Come on, we want to hear how that schedule look like. Some people that aspiring entrepreneurs. What does a day look like for you?
Oh my God, I literally wake up at 5 and I'm on my computer by 5:30, hoping and wishing that I could go back to sleep. But at that time, it's over. I'm up for today. And then I just make sure that my daughter's up and she's going to school virtually, but she's pretty, very, very responsible young lady herself. And then I just kind of, if it's not shoots, I'm getting makeup, I'm doing interviews, I'm doing write-ups, I'm answering interview questions, creating my virtual course, my virtual trucking course, to help other entrepreneurs start a business in trucking. So that's really, really been, I'm not gonna lie, that's been kicking my tail. But I just know that there is a need for it, and I know that a lot of people are interested in it. So that just going back and forth with the developers and the programmers, with my marketing, with my team, my assistants, like my day literally is hectic. And on top of that, I still have employees that, just today I had to go purchase a brake something on my truck, a brake box or something like that. So I'm still having to run my businesses on top of running my brand, on top of, like I said, being a mom and being a daughter and being everything else.
Oh my, look y'all. But look how she's smiling though. This is how she knows she enjoy it. Look how she's
I
who
do. I do.
this is when you know you're a real entrepreneur is that when you don't cringe with the overload, like you might buckle just a little bit, but when you get
Right.
right back up, you made for this.
When
If
you fall
you
in love with the grind, that's how you
That's
know.
exactly what I was about to say. When you get
Yep.
excited for your workload and the people you're about to serve and the impact that you're about to make, then you know you're in the purposeful lane. And this was really, really good because what I like is that you guys are actually really building generational wealth. And so by her having her mom in her business, they are keeping the money in the family. Why pay somebody else 100 grand or 150,000 to run her business when she can now pay her mother the same 100,000 and she know her daughter going to still get a piece of that 100,000?
That part.
Look, and so all of the money is kept in the family. What if many of you, instead of looking at your cousin or your uncle as a deity or as such and such as they can't contribute anything, why don't we start really looking at the family and see what gifts do they really have to offer? Were
Right.
they good in car? Were they good in marketing? Were they good at moving? And let's start utilizing and incorporating them in the businesses. It might be meant for you to get it started before they move forward, but
Yes.
as long as you get it started, somebody in the family might be interested in coming in, keep the money in the family and build generational wealth. And it's just like that. But then she
Yes.
also said that she didn't just jump from one thing to the next. She allowed the transportation company to get its footing. She
Mm-hmm.
didn't just abandon it during birth. She gave birth to it, put the systems, the processes, the people, and stuff in place, allowed that to run like a well-oiled machine. Then she moved over to the next business. Many of you are confused when the great say the 7 streams of income. They don't want you to go and try to do MLM, be supplied. This is all at the same time.
Right.
No, okay, stop this. Girl, I'm seeing it though. You should see
Mhm.
what I see behind the scenes, girl.
What is the
Oh my
saying
goodness.
that you're not an expert until you get like 3,000 hours or something, or whatever the
10,000
saying
hours,
is?
I think yeah.
Yeah, you're not a master
Yes.
until those three. Like I literally put my 3,000 hours in one business before I move on to a next
See?
one. So yeah, you don't want to overload yourself because you're gonna be literally doing yourself an injustice when you do that.
Yes. And then also what I like what she said was that she has her mom in the business. She didn't take credit away. A real boss say when they not doing the shit, y'all. I swear. A real boss will be like, oh, no, they got you over there. My team, they got you. A real boss. Oh, my team will take good care of you. You okay. They never say, oh, I'm going to take good. A real boss is going to say, my team behind me is the reason why I'm here. I'm the reason why. They're the reason why I'm here. And that's exactly what she said. She said, if it wasn't really her mother opening her eyesight, saying, hey, stop spending, stop shopping. And many of you are just like how I used to be. Label whore, wanted all the design and stuff. Slow down. Start investing in money. Okay?
Yeah.
Slow down. Okay?
Yeah.
Start putting it into different, businesses and stuff, and do just like Tere did here. It's okay. You may not be the flyers on the bunch for a while, but you will be the richest in about a year or two. Just keep doing the work. Okay?
Yeah.
So is there anything, Tere, that you would love to leave the audience with? Please follow you when the release of your clothing line, the new designs coming out. Just tell us whatever you want to leave us with.
I just want to, for one, just start with saying, just kind of piggybacking, excuse me, off what you said about, just allowing it to be your time, sitting in that silence. And I did do that, and it really, really, really helped. And I know some of these things sound cliche, and because when I used to hear, I'm like, oh man, everybody says that. But then when it actually happened to me, and when it was my turn, it's like, hey, dang, like it's like a light bulb came. I was like, man, these things are really true. These people are really telling, like it really does happen overnight if just put that hard work in and just continue. And so just don't let social media and people and the success of others rush you. And I really, really during my downtime, I try not to do that. But I saw my friends that they were having fun, going out and doing different things with their brands and all of that type of stuff, and doing things with their kids that I wanted to do. I didn't have the opportunity because I was away, and your flesh will want you to, or try to push you into making some steps prematurely. But just kind of have that conscious mind and just block those type of things out, even unfollow some of those people if you have to. And that really, really allowed me to have that clarity and that opportunity to kind of get in touch with myself. So when it was time for God to say go, I was ready. So I just want to, I really would like just to leave that with the audience. And then of course you all can follow me on Instagram. I am Tere Tatiana. You can also look me up on Facebook as well. You can also go to my website, labelthebluecollections.com, as well as labelbluetransportation.com and labelbluerealty.com, as well as southernhospitality.com. I'm just excited. I'm excited for the process. I'm excited to see you guys' process. People reach out to me for mentorships or guidance. I always keep up with them. I try to keep up with them, check up on them. So if you guys have any questions or just even want to, hey, I got this going on, can you be my accountability partner? Because that's very important as well. So I'm that type of influencer, entrepreneur person. I'm just that type of person. I like to keep in touch with my followers, even if we don't know each other. You're still my social media bestie. Yeah. So I want all of you guys to make sure that you go follow me, and you're more than welcome to contact me. I try to answer all the DMs that I have. Sometimes I just can't, but eventually I will, and I will be looking forward to that next business venture that you're going to be putting out.
Oh my God, this lady was amazing, guys. Please head over to her Instagram, her website. Please don't forget to look out for her launch, for her clothing line coming out. Look, you will see me with that, okay, with the top. Yes. I will with the top, for sure. So you know what, guys, let's go head on and let's kill it and let's make money. I will see you guys next week on the Money Zone. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Good night.